everybody loves Nana's Mexican cornbread. And you won't be an exception, let me tell you. Woo, don't that look nice and moist? All that sour cream in there, those peppers and pimentos, cheesy goodness. That is some good stuff, I guarantee it. Hey y'all, it's Chris and Tammy with Collard Valley Cooks. Today we're making Nana's Mexican cornbread in our Volume 1 cookbook. It's one of our family favorites. All right, we're gonna get started first with cornmeal mix, and you're gonna be using a self-rising cornmeal, and of course we use White Lily cornmeal mix. We're gonna use 1.5 cups of cornmeal mix. You're also going to grease your pan and use a little bit in your skillet. I'm going to use an iron skillet today, 10-inch iron skillet. Your oven needs to be on 400 degrees. So that's 1.5 cups cornmeal mix. All right, now we're going to use 3/4 cups of vegetable oil. This is corn oil. I mean, yeah, 3/4 cup. It's a lot. 1/4 cup of chopped onion. I've got that ready right here. Chopped onion. And then 1/8 cup of chopped bell pepper right here. This is so easy. 2 eggs. Some jalapenos. All right, it's up to you how many of these you put in there. It's according to what your family likes, but my recipe tells you to use about 2 tablespoons. So I'll put about 3. These are regular teaspoons, but they're heaping, so 3 ought to be more than enough. All right, and then corn, it calls for 6 to 8 ounces of corn. I got a big can, 14.5 ounces, so I'm gonna add about half of it. You're gonna put in 1/2 cup of sour cream. I'm not even gonna measure it. I'm just gonna put in what I think is a cup. And then 2 ounces of pimentos. This is a 4-ounce jar, so I'll only be using half of these. Put a little juice in there with it. And this makes a really soupy mix. So we're gonna mix it up. Make sure you get your egg mixed in there real good. We're gonna mix it up, and you're gonna put it in a greased skillet, and I'll show you that in just a second. All right, once we mix this up, we are going to put in an 8-ounce bag of shredded cheese. You can use a Mexican blend, you can use a cheddar blend, whatever you want to use, but it's good to have some cheddar in there to make it pretty. So we're going to mix this up, and then we'll put our cheese in there. Now, one option of this is to use a sheet pan. Nana always made hers in a sheet cake pan, and she would take it to all of our family reunions and special meals. But I personally like to make it in an iron skillet, so that's up to you. If you're taking it somewhere and you want to cut it into squares, you can bake it in a sheet cake pan like Nana did.
Yep, every family function had Mama's Mexican cornbread.
Oh, everybody loves it. I love it too much. I always want to keep eating it. All right, the last time me and Chris made this, we forgot the cheese. Today, this is sharp cheddar. It's gonna make it real good. We're not forgetting the cheese today. That's a reduced fat cheese. Like it matters with this stuff, but you can use a reduced fat cheese if you want to, or one that's not, however you want to do it. But the cheese helps thicken it up too. Mix it in there good. You don't want all your cheese in one bite. Don't that look delicious? I'm gonna get me an iron skillet and some Crisco. All right, and we are going to grease up our skillet really good. Our oven is already preheated at 400 degrees. Put plenty of grease in here. So that's good and soggy, so make sure you grease it good. And now we're gonna put in some cornmeal mix and shake it into the skillet, like so. And now we're gonna add our delicious cornbread. And this is what we call Mexican cornbread. There's probably nothing Mexican about it, but that's what it's called. All right, we're gonna get this in the oven, and this is gonna bake for a long time. It should bake from 50 to 60 minutes, okay? Because it's so runny and liquidy, and you gotta give it time to get done in the middle, all right? The longer you cook it, the better it is in a sheet pan. It's going to get a little darker in this cast iron than it does in a sheet cake pan, so keep that in mind as well. I think I'll let y'all watch it bake today. Oh well, y'all. I thought that I could pull that out of the oven a little bit sooner than I should have because we have somewhere to be tonight. But it showed me, because this is thick and it was quite runny. It takes it a long time to cook. So you may as well be ready to sit and wait. So we threw it back in the skillet. Yep, just flipped it right back into the skillet, got it back in the oven, and I cooked it another 20 minutes. So now it's been in there 20 more minutes. We're gonna flip it out, and when I cut it this time, it better be ready.
Came right out.
You can see it bubbling. It's hot.
Good stuff.
And the little piece that I cut still sitting right there. We're having a storm outside. Hear it? Ooh, my dogs are scared. All right, now it's done. Look at that. Don't that look good? And I'm gonna open it up for you. Woo, don't that look nice and moist? All that sour cream in there, those peppers and pimentos, cheesy goodness. That is some good stuff, I guarantee it. Nice and hot and cheesy. That's nice and crunchy on the bottom. We're gonna give it a taste. I already know it's good, y'all, and it's hot. Listen, if you think the jalapenos are gonna be too hot for you, just put a little bit of jalapeno in it and double the pimentos. So use just a tiny bit of jalapeno juice. That might do it. And then use all of the pimentos, like a 4-ounce can instead of a 2-ounce. But it's not that spicy, and it's so very good. So you decide what to do on the jalapenos, but boy, do they add to the flavor of this cornbread. Everybody loves Nana's Mexican cornbread, and you won't be an exception, let me tell you. So we just thank you so much for watching Colored Valley Cooks, where we cook like Nana did, or does. She still makes this. We'll see you next time. We love you.
Cooking time, it's over now. Tammy, she just showed you how to cook it up like Mama used to do. So go on out and have some fun. Now you're getting dinner done with Colored Valley Cooks, your #1. Ain't we having fun?